I tried to start this video, and I took a picture instead of a video. Anyway, I'm Blake. Welcome to my humble abode. I'm kidding. This is just my car. I can't find my selfie stick that I was going to use to, film this. So, I'm using the car stand that I have for when I need directions. And using, like, Google Maps and shit. So, anyway, I'm Blake. This is probably going to be, like, maybe a longish video. I'm not sure. Because it's going to be like my, hey, welcome to my channel video. So, welcome to my channel. I'm going to try and have subtitles on all of these for my hard of hearing friends and my deaf friends. I don't know if I have any deaf friends on, like, Facebook or anything, but just people in general, Well, I have a list here, because I'm not good at things. Well, I'm good at things, but I'm not good at things. But I'm not good at talking, just talking, because I go, like, all over the place. So, I have a little planned out thing here that I'm gonna do. I'm fucking hot. It's hot in here. It's like 70 something outside, so it's probably like 90 in here. I probably won't be able to tell what I'm saying when I put subtitles on this video. So my first video. Hi guys. Hi. So a little bit about me. My name is Blake. I'm 20. 21 in November. I'm a trans guy, which basically means I was assigned female at birth. But I identify as a guy, as a dude. I'm going on hormones hopefully soon. I have an appointment the 30th, I think. Yeah, the 30th at 1:30, and I'm really fucking excited. Because I've been waiting for this for like 2 or 3 years. So, it's like a big step for me in my transition. Besides being like socially out, like, socially transitioning. So I was AFAB, which is assigned female at birth. But I identify as male and I use male pronouns, he, him, his. So yeah. And I've been out for about, let me think. When I was 18, my senior year in high school. So I remember I came out the first of the year because it was in February of 2016, I think. So it's been 2 years. So no, I haven't been waiting to get on TV for 2 years, or 3 years, but I knew that I was trans. It was just coming out, was 2 years ago. Basically, I always knew something was different. Like, I knew that, like, it was one of those things, like, I don't know how to explain it. I keep stalling. I knew something was different, like I wasn't a girl, and I think that made me try to be, like, hyper feminine, because I didn't want people to know, you know what I mean. I did, like, when I was younger, most of my friends were other little boys, like, so, and not everyone knows, since they were little, that they were trans. But I definitely had, like, a feeling that I didn't like my body, And I would always find myself wishing in my head, like, oh, I wish I had this, like, I wish I was a boy. And I just didn't really know how to express it because there was no words for that stuff when I was growing up, really. And I was raised in a very Christian home, so I didn't have, like, they didn't, like, expose me to that, like, LGBT stuff, which I really kind of wish they had, because I could come out earlier. I wish growing up that my family was more open, but that just was not the case. But, when I was, because I remember I would, like, pray to God for puberty to hit because I wanted to, get boobs and get my period and get other things that girls had so that maybe I would feel better about myself, and I just never did. And I grew to hate my body, like hate my boobs and hate my period. And, they just felt weird, which I'm rambling, but oh well. I'm hoping you guys can hear me alright, because it's an enclosed car, and I know this video isn't going to be the best because I'm using my phone to film. I don't have a camera right now. I'm trying to save up for one, and a stand. But, and I'm also in the car because my fiance is asleep right now. It was just weird for me growing up. So, like I said before, like, I got into makeup, and I got into this, and got into that to be like, the girls that were in my class. I don't know why I did that. To be like the girls that were in my class. You know what I mean? Try and fit in. Try and make it look like nothing was different about me. Try to be friends with the girls and stuff like that, but it just never felt right. Like, I have friends that are girls, you know what I mean? But I just didn't fit in because I wasn't a girl. You know what I mean? And, so I went as gender fluid for a while. Like, I want to say, like, sophomore-ish. No, more like, junior year in high school, when I was, like, 16, 17. And I noticed that I think I had a lot of internalized transphobia growing up because, I was always taught to think, oh, that's weird, like, they aren't normal, and I'm sure a lot of you get that, like, get what I mean. But I had to kind of accept myself, and one way I did that was, like, identifying as gender fluid for a while, which is what I did, and I experimented with, wearing boy clothes and wearing girl clothes, like, wearing boy clothes when I was comfortable, like, wearing, and, like, I know, I get it, like, clothes don't have a gender, but wearing more masculine aligned clothes is what I mean. Like, I've had this hat since before I came out. I'd wear this hat, and I'd wear t-shirts and baggy pants, and wear my binders. So I finally, did get a binder when I was identifying as gender fluid. And then I remember I'd see my trans masculine friends, and trans guy friends, and I would just get this sense of, like, jealousy, and I think that's when I started to realize that I was, in fact, a trans guy. I remember talking to my friend Trevor on Facebook, which he was my best friend in high school, Trevor was, and I remember messaging him and being like, I'm crying, I don't know what I'm doing, like, I don't know what to do, I just feel like a boy. He's like, I'll accept you no matter what, and, like, it just made me feel great, knowing that he was supportive, and, at least I had one person, and I know my group of friends would be supportive, when I came out, most of them anyway. Like, going from 17 to 18, I was really, like, accepting myself, and I remember my first, like, what do they call it, like, epiphany moment, like, I like being called a boy, was when I went I was dressed up like I knew I wasn't straight, so like I dressed up more butch that night, and I don't remember if I was binding with my bras or not, with my sports bras, but I remember I was wearing like, well, my hair was short and I had it like shaved here, like right now I just have it shaved, but I had it shaved on the sides, and then I had it on the top. It was like kind of almost combed over, but I'll probably find a picture and put it on here somewhere, like around here. But I was wearing my hair like that, and I had my baggy pants on, and I think I had boxers on, and I was wearing, you know, my just regular shoes that I usually wore. And as we were leaving, I forgot something, so I came back and get it, and the lady at the counter said, "Come back, sir. Thank you, sir." And I was like, "Okay, thanks." And she's like, "Oh, I mean, ma'am, sorry." I'm like, "It's fine." Like, that was my, like, I like being called sir. Like, that was my first, like, I'm gonna try and make, like, sense out of this video. There'll probably be a lot of jump cuts. My sexuality. So, I'm pansexual, and it seems like to a lot of different people that means a lot of different things. I go usually by pansexual. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm just bi, you know, so people don't, like, I don't have to explain myself. But, and I'm not gonna get into the differences between bi and pan. Okay, so my phone overheated, but I'm gonna start back where I was. Who the hell knows? So, pansexuality to me means that I like people of any gender, you know, and I don't pay attention to genitals necessarily. I'm just more like, I like someone and I'm attracted to someone because of their personality, is how I describe it for myself. I've been out as pansexual for like more than 4 years, probably since like, well, I was out as like bisexual in middle school. So, and then I found out pansexual was like a better fit for me in high school. So I went as that since like sophomore, junior year, you know, since then. So probably about 3 or 4 years. And then I was out as not straight for like 8-ish years. So, okay, my relationship. My relationship. I'm engaged to Carl, and I'll probably put in a video of me showing you guys him, like in this video, like edit in him and I. This is Carl. Hi, baby.
Hi.
My baby. I love you.
I love you too.
Ted loves us too. But we've been dating for, it'll be 2 years in November. So, we started dating November 20th, 2016, and November 20th of this year, it'll be 2 years. So, we've been dating for, let me think, a year, November, December, January, February, March, April, a year and 5 months-ish, almost 5 months, almost a year and 5 months. So, and we've been engaged since like our 6 months. We've been together for like 5 or 6 months, and then I proposed to him like the 18th of April, I believe. I was gonna wait until his birthday. I just couldn't wait because I was so excited. But he's 18, he's gonna be 19 the 23rd. So it's gonna be, I'm gonna have a busy month, but I'm gonna still try and make videos. He's a cis guy, and cis means that he was assigned male at birth, and he identifies as male. So he's a cis guy. Let me think. If you were assigned male at birth, you know, you popped out and you popped out and the doctor was like, oh, congratulations, it's a boy. He identifies still as a boy. Cis. So that's how I know to explain it. I'll probably put down like little definitions, like actual definitions at the bottom, or like at the top, because I'm gonna have subtitles down here, but I'm gonna have it at the top, so that you guys can look at it while I'm actually talking. So yeah, he's cis, and he's gay. He's a gay guy. Gay, you know what that means. He likes guys. So, which I was really like, because he messaged me on Facebook and was like, hey, you're real handsome and I'd like to get to know you better, and I saw on his Facebook page that he was gay, and I was like, oh gosh, oh no, like, not like, oh no, like, I immediately liked him, and that's why I was like, oh no, because he's gay. And I know a lot of cis gay guys are weird about dating trans guys, but he was totally amazing, and I'm guessing, well, I have like right on my Facebook that I'm trans, so he probably already knew that I was trans. So he came to me and he was like, you're so handsome and I want to get to know you better, is that cool? Like, so we started talking and I immediately fell for him. And then I played like hard to get for a while, because I mean, like, I had just gotten out of a pretty serious long distance relationship that didn't work out. So you know how it is. I didn't want him to be a rebound, is what I was more afraid of than anything. I didn't want to hurt him, but it worked out. So, and I'm really happy that it did. I'm probably sweating a lot and I'm really sorry. So that's about us, and I'll put a video in of him so you can see him. Now on to my pets. I have pets. I have 3 dogs and a cat. Juno is our American Eskimo. Teddy Bear is our Peekapoo, which is a Pekingese and a Poodle mix.
Juno, come here. Come here, Juno. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. Teddy Bear. Teddy Bear. This is Teddy Bear. Hi, Teddy Bear. Are you being good? Are you guys being good?
And then Molly is our pug.
Molly. Hi, Molly Moo. Molly, look. Hi, Molly. Hi.
Goku is our cat.
This is my sweet baby, Goku. Hi, Goku. Hi, baby. Oh, goodness, goodness. Oh, my goodness.
We rehomed him recently, and he's about a year old. Juno is 6 to 7. She's our American Eskimo. She's around 7, maybe like 7 or 8 probably, because they adopted her before Carl and I started dating. Then Molly is 8 or 9, maybe 9 or 10, which is ancient for a pug. And Teddy Bear is around like 4-ish, and then Goku's like a year old. We rehomed him from a nice couple in Harrisburg. I live in Illinois, Southern Illinois. Now on to channel ideas, ideas for videos. I'm sorry, I'm really hot. My main thing for making a channel was to record my transition, because I'm starting T soon. I wanted to do, you know, like updates. But I also, you know, I like want to keep the channel up because, I mean, I'm probably not going to be that great of a YouTuber, but I think I would enjoy making videos. So other like ideas that I had were like couple challenges with Carl and you know, talking about trans and LGBT plus stuff on this channel, and like current events, do vlogs, and like Q&A videos, maybe list videos. I have a question mark beside that because I'm not sure how great that would work out. But I'm also thinking about doing like creepy / like conspiracy type videos, if you guys would be interested in that. And maybe like skits and stuff with Carl. So that's mainly like what I'm trying to do with this channel. My phone overheated again. Okay, but you know what's up. What I'm basically wanting to do with this channel is what I just told you. Sorry. It's just my phone keeps overheating. I'm going to try and make the second video here soon. So hopefully that works out, and hopefully I can get another video up more about me, like a little more about me than what I told you here. So yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. Comment what you would like to see from this channel. Comment questions that I can answer in other videos. And thanks. Peace. Love you guys.